It is not. We're not saying we want the intellectual property, right? We don't want the keys to the kingdom. We want the information that will help us to diagnose and fix these cars. We also don't expect it to be for free. We are asking for it to be at a reasonable rate, what they would normally have for the dealers, right? The competitors. And so that's what we've been advocating for a long time. And I experienced this at my shop prior to me coming into here. Mm-hmm. So that's the general essence of it. Right to repair in and of itself is not solely automotive. It is also, as some of you have already heard maybe about like John Deere, they're into this. They were into big thing with right to repair. So agriculture is in it. Consumer electronics for a while, if you had an Apple phone, for example, you couldn't get it fixed anywhere else. So right to repair as a concept is in a lot of other industries. For us in automotive, this is what it means.
People don't realize that some manufacturers, and we won't name any because I don't feel like getting sued today, we install a component and that component, the vehicle doesn't recognize the component. Mm-hmm. So we need to program that component and have the two communicate with each other. And in order to do that, you need a scanner, you need a programming, and you need a passageway that allows you to do that. Mm-hmm. And there are some manufacturers out there that will charge independent shops quite a substantial amount of money just to gain access for that one repair.
Right.
And there's a few of them out there that people bring their vehicle to us to be fixed, and they're like, okay, well, this is how much it's going to be. Okay, well, go ahead and fix it. And then all of a sudden, this pops up where there's an additional cost that we didn't realize because the car's not recognizing this new component that we installed.
Yeah.
So this is where the issue is.